Blog Talk Radio.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Friends of Kevin Radio Show. The Friends of Kevin Radio Show helps promote businesses, nonprofits, and artists. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please send me an email to kevin@friendsofkevin.com. To learn more about the Friends of Kevin networking group and to see a list of our upcoming events, please visit the website at friendsofkevin.com. So excited today. Got Becky with us from Gallantry Web Design. Going to be talking a little bit about web design in this segment. Becky, good afternoon. Welcome to the Friends of Kevin Radio Show.
Thank you for having me. Hi, Kevin.
So why don't we kind of start at the beginning? Give the audience a little overview about yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I live in Salem, New Hampshire, and as you know, it's Primary Day, and I live with my husband and 8-year-old son. My husband is a paramedic and a published author, and it is our 20th anniversary this year.
Nice.
And for myself, I served in the Army National Guard for a couple of years in the late 80s, early 90s. And my son is in 3rd grade, and he is a huge science aficionado, and his hero is Albert Einstein. So this is where I'm working with.
So now, how long have you been designing websites?
I have been designing websites since 1997. So this is about 19 years now, back when the internet, we used to view the internet on stone tablets. But I've been a fine artist my whole life. I've been winning awards for artwork since as young as 12. So I've been doing this for quite some time.
I was joking with you when we met because I can always tell when somebody has an art background when they're a web designer. Because the sites just look a little different, you know.
Well,
because like I said, I mean, people can put together sites and stuff, but you can always tell when someone has that graphic artist, fine artist, artist background. It's just always a little prettier. It's just kind of,
it makes a difference.
As soon as I see it, I'm like, so what's your artistic background?
Yes, exactly right.
Come on, I can tell from looking at the website, you get the background,
That's
Right. So
exactly right.
So
yep.
I want to talk a little bit about this year and the trends. So what type of website trends do you foresee this year?
I'm glad you asked. I'm actually very excited about the trends this year. The first one I would say would be to tell a story. You need to tell your story on your website. And it doesn't have to be a long, involved story. It can be very quick. As long as you set yourself up as, say, the wizened guru and your client or customers, they're the hero. So basically, you're Yoda to their Luke Skywalker. So that's important. Custom illustrations. I'm very excited about this because as being a fine artist, I can bring something new to the table that many other, say, web design companies may not specialize in. Everybody has seen the stock photo of a young lady with a headset on your contact page. You've seen it to death.
Funny, I was just going to use the same example. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So if you had something a little more, say you had a drawing of your secretary. It's kind of like what do they call those things where they draw people with a big head and a little body? A caricature.
Sure.
And that would draw interest and be a little quirky and set you apart. And the third thing I would say, and this is more of a best practice than a trend, is you must have a responsive site. And what that means is that your site needs to look fabulous on every single mobile device out there. 2016 is the year they predict that people will be viewing websites more on their phones than they will on a desktop. So it's absolutely critical that your site looks good, when viewed small. So that's basically the top three.
I see that all the time. Someone like myself, I spend more time in my car than I do in my home most days. And I might be someplace and I'm like, geez, I'm hungry. And I hop on my phone and I'm looking, where can I get a Mountain Dew and a cookie in this town? And I've seen some of their sites. You're trying to pinch it and grab it, I scroll too far, So, and like I said, I try it once. If I can't get it, click. I'm on to the next site.
You're gone. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
I really like the first thing, stories. I am a huge believer in stories. And I say it to people all the time, and they look at me funny, what's your story? Because, let's use your example. You're a web designer, but what's your story? There's other people that do what you do. Tell me why you do what you do.
Tell your story, absolutely.
Because you always remember the story,
That's
someone, you might not remember what they did. They gave you a great story of their whys. I always joke on chiropractic. I've never met a chiropractor that doesn't have a why. They got into it because it helped heal them or helped heal a loved one. They always have a story, and like I said, I really, I was laughing when you mentioned the girl with the headset. I always joke that she has a really hard time keeping a job because she seems to work for everybody,
Exactly right, yeah.
Stuff, so.
You've seen it 1,000
so
times,
now,
yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the 3 most important elements for a successful website.
Absolutely. I would call them the 3 C's: clarity, your contact info, and your customers. So for clarity, you want a decent, good, obvious navigation. You want the flow of your site to be easy to navigate, because if it's not, your clients and your customers, your visitors are gone. Your contact info has to be easy to find on every single page. If you have to make it neon glowing, make it easy and obvious. It kind of connects to clarity, but have your phone number right at the top on every page, or your contact info. And obviously your customers and your clients have to be, front and center. Target your website to your audience. So that's so important.
It still amazes me because it happened to me today. I was on a website, someone who would be good to attend one of my events. There was no contact info. And, I prefer, an email address, because I might not want to call you and invite you, but I may want to just drop you a quick email. That way, if you're interested, we can go forward. If you're not, or even, an info at. But, I was looking, I'm like, all right, I have to be missing it. And, and it really was a pretty decent-looking website. It definitely caught my eye because, like you, I stare at a lot of websites every day.
You do.
And I know what I like and I know what I don't like and stuff.
That's
and when you don't have,
if
I'm like, wow, this is so cool, but I don't know how to contact you and tell you it's cool.
Yep.
Because sometimes I'll just do that.
I had a story of a client who, with a large electric company, tried to pay his bill online and couldn't do it, because it wasn't clear on how to do it. If you make it hard for someone to give you money, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
So give us some examples of the types of clients you design for. Do you have a niche or anything like that?
I have a generic answer and then I have a specific one. I basically design for anyone. Personal, small business, corporate, nonprofit, from part-time basket weavers to metal finishers who service Lockheed and Boeing. And I have literally designed for a basket weaver, so that's not just made up. New sites, new businesses, existing sites that might need a makeover, especially if they're not responsive. Touch-ups, if someone just needs a little freshening up or a few things changes, or a complete makeover. So basically, it's sort of a la carte.
That's really cool because it's kind of interesting because everyone you talk to that does websites or has a website, we put all this effort into it, hey, I want you to do this, Becky, and then, as I like to joke, one Mississippi, so a minute later, I should have thought of this. Or you see something on someone else's site, you're like, whoa, that's sweet. I want to use that on my site. So you can help people with just the kind of the touch-ups, saying, hey, I didn't think of doing this. This is something I'd like to add, right up to, hey, we want a complete makeover. Because that's one of the challenges on it is that, a lot of people have the, and let's admit, we all need a website. Whether you believe it or not, you need a website.
You do.
But some people just go out, Becky, and they build one to build one. It's like, hey, Kevin said I need a website. My marketing lady said I need a website. And then they never look at it again. So fast
they're doing
forward
themselves
a
disservice.
It looks really, really outdated. You're like, I remember when that was in style, It's kind of like wearing clothes from 10 years ago. It's like, I remember those were in style. Yeah, it gets really outdated fast stuff. So it's important to come back and revisit it from time to time, right?
Exactly right. Yep, absolutely. I'm with a client for the long haul. As long as they have their website, I'm with them to make changes anytime.
Yep. And I think that's the key is building that relationship. But often it's, I build the website and then I go away. And, it really doesn't make sense because there's new things coming out. Like, hey, have you thought of adding this on? Or, hey, we should probably, things have changed. You've added 3 new services that aren't listed on your website. I see that a lot. It's like, hey, I feel like might want to mention it on your website.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
exactly right.
I just started off on that, a couple months ago. Oh, forgot about the website. Nice reminder. Thank you. Stuff. So,
yep.
But,
you go.
So as we were, and when we met for coffee, I was telling you that one of the biggest challenges when someone tells me they want a website is price.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's people all over the map when it comes to price.
Yes.
So, what's the answer to that? How can you help you?
Yeah.
What's the price range?
There are certain companies that won't touch anything for less than, say, $2,000 or $5,000, and then there are some companies that really sell themselves short. But what I do, I don't have a specific price range. My services are a la carte, meaning I tailor my costs to the client's needs. Sometimes it's a flat fee. Sometimes it's hourly. Everyone is different, and I don't try to force a round peg into a square hole. So I really sit down and listen to their needs. What is it that they want from the site? What do they need? And then I come back with basic, okay, this is what I suggest and recommend, and this is what I can do, and this is how much it'll cost. And honestly, there's such a huge range. It's kind of, I can't make a per-point price list. It's kind of hard, but I will do anything from tiny little under $100 deals to, anything up above that, it can almost no limit, essentially.
Well,
but I would
that's
say,
what I try to explain to people. It really depends what you want. If you're looking for an e-commerce site, it's going to be a little more expensive than maybe, for no better term, a brochure website.
That's right.
So
exactly right.
Stuff, so.
Right.
So let's talk about some of your other services you provide.
Certainly. Let's see. So this is basically a rundown of everything that I do. I make custom graphics. I do logos. I also, of course, make responsive websites. I also do WordPress integration and customization. WordPress is a content management system, and it basically lets the client add their own updates, sort of like a blog, or they can actually update the actual pages of their site. I can build custom templates for WordPress. I offer free guides, personalized guides. If somebody wants a WordPress site and say you've never used it, I will personalize their guide on how to add, content, pictures, videos, links, using their own template. That's included.
Right.
I use social media integration. I do search engine optimization, and of course I give lifetime maintenance. So any changes they might need, I'm here for them.
I really like that a lot because, a lot of people, once they see the website and they learn how to put up a blog post or change something, they can handle it themselves. And they like doing that, hey, I want to be able to go in and, and blog every day without having to call you saying, okay, I do my daily blog post. So that's to me, really, really important.
Yeah.
So
it depends. Some people want absolutely nothing to do with the website. Becky, you do it all.
Sure.
I said, sure.
Yep.
And some people want to be more in control, and I said, that's fine, too. So, for those people, I set up WordPress, and then off they go,
Oh, absolutely, and stuff. Now, the question you must get all the time is, how are you different?
Right, of course. I would say that custom illustrations is huge. Being able to draw, paint, sketch, doing something that doesn't currently exist online, adding real artistic interest that will enable and cause a visitor to either pick up the phone or send that email. It really makes a difference. It separates you from the herd. And the other thing that might be a surprise to some people, all the work that I create for them, for their website, belongs to them. That's important because it's huge, right? Say you use GoDaddy or Wix. If you use their template and you want to move somewhere to a different hosting company or whatnot, you cannot take your website with you. I actually had a client that lost his entire site because of this. But what I designed for him, he can take with him. If God forbid, I'm hit by a bus, he has his site, he can take it to another designer, or even if I'm not hit by a bus, if he wants to take it to another designer, he can. The site belongs to him, and that's huge.
So we're down to about 30 seconds, Becky, so we just have to grab your contact information before we let you run.
Sure. Yep. You can see my work at gallantrywebdesign.com, or you can see my fine art at Ferine Fire, Ferine FIRE.com.
Becky, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show, and as always, thanks for being my friend.
And thank you for having me. It was my pleasure.
Have a great day. Bye now.
You too. Bye-bye.